Hello, today I'm going to show you how I use loops when I'm making music, or how I like to use loops. I don't use them all the time, but when I do, I have a particular kind of workflow. I think it's quite useful. I think you will probably benefit from doing this, potentially. So let me show you. I don't know what my hands are doing. Welcome to the Producer Place. My name is Nick Rullo. I'm a producer and mixing engineer from Perth, Australia. I've got a lot of streams under my belt, millions and millions with many different artists around the world. I'm not saying this to brag, just to, I make music. I apologize if you've been waiting for a video. I've been touring Australia with my band Cloning, and we just got back the other night. I'm tired, but pushing on, so let's get into the video. Oh, but wait, before we do, I do have a few freebies that you can get below. There's a free vocal mixing cheat sheet. There's some Studio One presets, a free Studio One course, how to produce a basic song. All linked below. Go check it out. Have fun. Let's go. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly pull up a guitar loop. I mean, I did this kind of in advance just to have a squiz through what I've got. These are just splice samples that I've used and downloaded. So I like that. That's got a good vibe. It doesn't really matter what the sample is. It's more the what we do with it. It's 72 BPM. We'll type that there. I'm using Studio One in case you didn't realize. You can do this in any software. The feature I really like about Studio One, if you're watching, is the extract to chord track, and then it gives you the chords. Super easy way to figure out what you're actually listening to chordally. Not the point. So one option for us is we can play bass, for instance, to what is here. Like, we throw the sample into the session and we say, great, let's go. And then I, play along. I wasn't recording. Sounds cool. Awesome. That's a song. So another option is we could cut it up. So if I go to a quantize of, say, a quarter note, and then I right click on here and I go event and then split it grid. Now we've got it all cut up, and I could grab the Studio One drum sampler impact, grab all these, spread them across multiple samples. That sounds bad. We need to do crossfades and all of that, and potentially maybe I needed to do crossfades in here. So if I just added crossfades with a key command. Yeah, just needed a crossfade. So now I could play that and that would sound probably pretty cool. Between these methods, there's no real right or wrong way. I'm just showing you what I like to do when I'm using samples. So a lot of people do amazing work grabbing samples and then cutting them up, chopping them, turning them into different things. I've done that before. It's really sick. What I like to do, however, I'll just revert this to how it was, is what I like to refer to as kind of juicing stuff for no apparent reason. I guess like the idea is putting stuff in a blender and just... I guess blending it would be more fitting than juicing. By this, I like to just make it sound as weird and strange as possible and then use that as an inspiration point. I've made videos about this before. I just thought I'd kind of make a more in-depth one showing the actual process. So for this, I've got quite a few different tools, and the tools don't really matter that much. I've got the things that I like to use. You could do this with whatever you want, like literally any plugin. One that comes to mind is, it's called Triad by Unfiltered Audio. Really interesting plugin. I don't quite understand it, to be honest, but it's got two great features: load random preset and then randomize said random preset. So I just like to randomize stuff. It sometimes takes a while to get where you want to go. This preset actually sounds cool. Let's work with that. So that's the first step. We've got some vibe that's a bit different. Next, I'm going to throw it into another plugin. I really like Arturia's stuff. They've got a lot of really interesting, fun plugins like the EFX fragments, motions, refract. All of those are really cool. Basically, I'm just trying to make it sound as different to the sample as possible. So I just reversed it, kind of going into that. This is kind of a hard video to make because it doesn't always work out great. Like, I don't know if I'd use this necessarily, but it's more just throwing it through the ringer, trying to turn it into something strange, and then working off that point rather than the initial point. So another step along the journey. That's kind of cool. Let's just throw a filter on it. That was kind of cool. I feel like that was more inspiring than where it was initially, and that's why I do this process. As I said, like there's so many different ways you can do this. Any plugin, any process, cut it up, reverse it, speed it up, destroy it. Like kind of the goal, the philosophy of this method is just to sort of like turn a carrot into like, I don't know, chocolate soup or something. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you probably, what does that mean? I just want the thing that I've downloaded off the internet that a million other people have probably got, and I want to turn it into just something utterly different. I don't want it to sound at all like that as much as possible. Like sometimes I do, but often not. Sometimes I'll make my own samples. I'll create a cool chord progression and then I'll bounce it out and just destroy it. I like to destroy it. That's the goal. Just to make it weird. And then now I've got this cool ambience to build a song around. It's inspiring. It's a good place to start. I think it's a really good way to do it. I hope this has been enlightening. Yeah, it's always a danger with these kind of on the fly videos that it's not particularly enlightening, but hopefully the philosophy is there. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. As I said, check out those freebies below. If you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next video. Goodbye.